What's going on? This is Terrence Thoughts, episode 1. Man, I never thought I would actually get this done. In light of the topic today, I am someone who is a perfectionist who wants to get all the equipment, get all of the bells and whistles before I start something. And there's some pros and some benefits to that, but there's also a lot of cons. And I wanted to kind of discuss that today. If you're someone who has a lot of ideas but struggles to get started, struggles to put those ideas into action, struggles to, just follow through, then, this episode is for you. I'll be sharing some tips from someone who struggles with it even to this day, but has lately found a way to start putting my plans into action. It's just doing it, just going for it, So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to check out this video. If you're listening on the podcast via audio only, then let's get right into it. This is Terrence Thoughts, episode 1. Let's go. Want to get started with something. Maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to start a business, maybe you want to improve in an area, but you've just been thinking about it for so long and researching it, figuring out the best ways to do it, looking at YouTube videos, Google searching certain things, and you're just analyzing all of the possibilities. Is this going to work out? Am I going to fail? When it comes to not having the level of quality that you want in a particular thing, whether it's putting content out, whether it's starting a business, maybe you don't have all of the capital, maybe you don't have all of the packaging you want ultimately, or whatever the case may be. I like to think of technology. So most people are familiar with the iPhone. And, if you think about the iPhone, it started back in 2007 or 8 roughly. And we're now in 2020, so we're now on the iPhone 12. But if you think about the progression of the iPhone over the years and how every year it gets better and better, right? Like, the first iPhone was amazing. We thought it was revolutionary, right? But once it got out into the public, we realized that there were some things that needed to be changed. And Apple didn't recognize those things until it got into the public hands and people began to use it and to begin to use it in real world situations. Then, feedback, complaints, those type of things comes back to the company that created the device, and they improve on that for the next device. And I say that to say, just think about this, what if Apple decided not to put out the iPhone until it got all of the technology now that it has in the iPhone 12? What if it waited to get to the iPhone 12 stage, if that makes sense? Look at how much money they would lose. Look at how much information they would lose, how much data they would lose. They would have never thought of everything they have in the iPhone 12 without putting out all of those other devices prior to it. And they're still going to improve. So the iPhone 12, 5 years from now, it's going to look terrible. It's not going to be nowhere near in comparison to the iPhone 17 or whatever they're going to call it. So let's take some actionable steps to overcome paralysis analysis, right? So first of all, there's nothing wrong with preparation. Preparation is always good, but over-preparing or overthinking in preparation is where it could be a hindrance to you. So feel free to prepare, but don't let the preparation prevent action. So what I like to do is I used a notepad and I just begin to, set aside time that I'm going to do certain things. So just like if you have a 9-to-5 job or whatever you do for a living, you have a schedule, and during this period you're going to be doing this, and then you have a break, and then you have a lunch, and then you're off for the day, right? Apply those same principles to this new endeavor that you want to do. So just set aside time. Just say, at Tuesdays at 9 o'clock, I'm going to record, or I'm going to type up more information on my business plan, or I'm going to do further research about how much it's going to cost for shipping, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you wanted to do, just dedicate 2 to 3 hours a day towards that thing. Second advice would be to find a mentor. So it may not be somebody that you can actually communicate with directly. Maybe it's somebody that's virtual. It may be a celebrity. It may be, a company that's already doing what you're trying to do, but maybe they have content on YouTube, or maybe somebody has a book, or whatever the case may be. Find some form of inspiration to motivate you to want to continue on this journey. For me, I like listening to Gary Vee. I know that's a popular person for a lot of people, but he talks about, the same things I mentioned in the first step is, setting aside time at night. If you're working 9 to 5, then I think he talks about the 5 to 9, you do your 9 to 5, but then those other few hours in the evening, you need to be dedicating that towards your side hustle or your business. So he's someone I like to listen to. On Fire is a podcast I like to listen to. It's basically this guy, he interviews different entrepreneurs who started a side hustle, and that side hustle ultimately became their main hustle. For a lot of those individuals that he interviewed, they was able to quit their job and pursue the side hustle full time, and they just talk about the struggles and the benefits of doing that. So it's very motivational. Lastly, I would advise to have patience. What I mean by that is don't set unrealistic expectations. So one of my goals is to get the 4,000 hours for YouTube that's needed to start monetizing. That's just like my first goal. So it's 4,000 watch hours. So my goal is to get people, to watch my YouTube channel and listen for a total of 4,000 hours. And I'm giving myself a year for that goal. It can definitely happen quicker. It's a goal I set for myself. If I don't hit it, then I'm gonna celebrate how far I came. As long as I did what I needed to do. If I met my goal of uploads for that year and I don't hit the 4,000 hours, then I'll celebrate whatever I have. If I have 1,500 hours, I'll celebrate it. And then that lets me know that, hey, that's data, as I was talking about before. So that lets me know that, hey, I may need to, adjust what I'm talking about. Maybe adjust my energy level. Maybe I need to put more out there. But for whatever reason, we want to speed through business endeavors or reaching certain goals when it comes to online content or anything like that. And I would just ask us to slow down and be okay with the process, but stay consistent, stay diligent and put in action towards it, but be okay with the process that comes with developing that. There's a reason that many people don't succeed in business, don't succeed in consistency. And so be different than the 99%, be the 1% that actually stay consistent regardless of the results, knowing that those actions will ultimately lead to fruit. All right, so if you made it to this part of the video, then I couldn't have done too bad. So I would like for you to subscribe and hit that like button for me. and please be on the lookout for my next video. Thank you for watching.